I know it's hard to believe, but trying to keep up with so many different films and TV series, there's bound to be some inconsistencies and problems in terms of what exactly you're setting as the rules to your universe. And let's be real, none of these rules actually make sense because this is all make-believe, it's entertainment, and also it's based on the comics, which also literally break their own rules all the time. So let's talk about one of the writers from Marvel Studios finally addressing all of the inconsistencies in regards to time travel. Okay, so some people have this somewhat confused, so I'm going to try to make it very clear before we get into this. The reason that the Avengers were able to do what they did in Avengers Endgame is because Kang allowed it. That's literally what is revealed in Loki. The sacred timeline was kept sacred by allowing for a illusion of freedom and choice, but it was still pre-orchestrated by He who remains at the end of time. That's literally what they said. That's literally there. You can't dispute this. Go watch that 100 times if you want. That's what's stated. Where people have issues is things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., for example. Again, that's part of the MCU, but again, it goes off into its own thing and does time travel way forward into the future, way back, sideways, and all sorts of things. Miss Marvel, for example, we see the bangle and her time traveling, but how? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't fall in line with anything else. Well, thanks to one of the people working at Marvel Studios, we now kind of have a, I guess, a clearer answer to this. So this comes from the writer of Loki and also one of the creators of Miss Marvel. And what she reveals is, if you pay attention to the MCU timeline and continuity and where Miss Marvel takes place, you're gonna notice that there's a little thing called Loki that takes place between Avengers Endgame and Miss Marvel. And the reason that time is all over the place now, and there's things like incursions and things happening spinning out of control, it's because of the events of Loki. So now time can be broken, manipulated, and go all over the place because of Loki and what happened with Kang and the fact that the sacred timeline has been broken. Which again, if we just go back to Loki, where it's all established in like 30 minutes of exposition dump, at the end when we actually see the timeline branch, that's exactly what she's saying. That's why things like Miss Marvel don't fall in line with what was said in Endgame, but that's because the rules of time travel were rewritten after Loki. So if we were to, for example, go back to Endgame or somebody time travel to those events, they can now alter it completely and have Thanos win, and that would in fact just create another multiverse that can't be pruned. Because of, say it with me now, Loki and Kang.